We're turning to Poland now, and the story of a Catholic priest and his radio station that lie at the heart of the country's politics. For nearly 30 years, Tadeusz Rydzyk has been preaching and broadcasting from the pulpit. His station, Radio Maryja, does not attract particularly large audiences, and the content can be inflammatory. However, politically, Radio Maryja punches far above its weight. Anyone running for office in Poland knows that, the current populist government included. Tadeusz Rydzyk is such a divisive figure. His mini-media empire is so polarizing that one journalist has written a stage play about this story. It opened a few weeks back, and much like Rydzyk himself, it's getting mixed reviews. The Listening Post's Flo Phillips now from Poland on the tangled web of politics, power, the priesthood, and the press.
December 2015, the 24th anniversary of Radio Maryja.
Bez ciebie, ojcze dyrektorze, nie byłoby tego zwycięstwa.
December 2016, the 25th anniversary of Radio Maryja.
I ja przybyłem tutaj dzisiaj jako prezydent Rzeczypospolitej, żeby podziękować.
December 2018, the 27th anniversary of Radio Maryja.
Składam najlepsze życzenia za cały trud, za wszystko, co dla Polski, dla Boga zrobiliście Państwo przez te 27 lat.
The Prime Minister, the President, the leader of the ruling party, all paying their respects to one man, Father Tadeusz Rydzyk.
It is degrading that leaders, the Prime Minister, ministers of the Polish government, drive like crazy to the other side of Poland, all because it's what Father Rydzyk wishes. There they are, all holding hands, dancing and singing, celebrating Radio Maryja's anniversary. It's unacceptable in the 21st century that one individual, a monk, can hold such power. It's incredible.
It's hard to overemphasize the role Tadeusz Rydzyk plays in Polish society. According to a recent survey, just 7% of Poles do not recognize his name. And that's in large part thanks to the media conglomerate he created. What started as a single radio station in the small medieval town of Toryn, a 3-hour drive from the capital, Warsaw, has since grown into an empire. Radio Maryja was followed onto the airwaves by TV Trwam, a daily newspaper, Nasz Dziennik, a media college, a mobile network, as well as a publishing outfit, in part set up through his foundations, in part through his religious order, the Order of Redemptorists.
Rozpoczynamy wiadomości w Radio Maryja.
When the station made its first broadcast in 1991, it found fertile ground. Coming just 2 years after the fall of the anti-clerical communist regime, for some, the Catholic Church served as a rallying point. For others, it was their saving grace.
Dla wielu ludzi ojciec Rydzyk jest taką
For many people, Father Rydzyk offers a haven and creates a community.
Gdyby jego nie było, nie wiem, co by z nami się stało.
Wśród jego słuchaczy jest bardzo dużo osób
Among his listeners are a lot of elderly people looking to find their way in the modern world. Sometimes the speed of today's world terrifies them.
To jest odejście od problemów życia codziennego.
Ojciec Rydzyk daje proste odpowiedzi.
Father Rydzyk gives simple answers to all their questions. Hallelujah, and let's move on. Radio Maryja gives them a sense of security.
Tak wiele tam mądrości jest, nie? I przekazują nam.
Tu jest sedno problemu, że
The main reason why he's so well known and so relevant is because he provokes very contradictory emotions. His theological program, which is also political, creates a sort of sect in the Polish church. If I'm a Radio Maryja listener, I know straight away what my views are, whom I will vote for, who my enemy is.
Kto jest moim wrogiem?
Mitem, który od lat
There is a myth around Father Rydzyk's wealth that has been propagated for many years, even by public TV. Supposedly, he drives a luxurious car. Apparently, he was buying a helicopter. All of this gossip conjures up an image of a media mogul bathing in luxury. In reality, yes, Father Rydzyk is a media mogul because he owns a multimedia operation. but he is in fact a poor man. He lives in a cell.
Behind me is the heartland of Father Rydzyk's media empire. The sign here reads Witamy, which means welcome. Turns out if you're a journalist, not so much. We tried to talk to Father Rydzyk. All of our requests were rejected. According to his spokesman, Rydzyk rarely speaks to media other than his own outlets. And due to years of bad experiences with the media, neither he nor anyone associated with his organization was made available. As Rydzyk himself has said, if you want to learn about us, follow our media. We don't need to speak to others. That became evident when our producer tried to talk to parishioners leaving Rydzyk's sanctuary church.
Can we take it down for now?
This sort of hostility can also be seen and heard in Rydzyk's media.
Teraz przychodzi lewactwo i ono też zabija. Jeszcze mają media, mają wsparcie Zachodu, czy to Unii Europejskiej, czy innych organizacji.
Nienawiść ojca Rydzyka do...
Father Rydzyk's contempt towards the European Union is well known. I remember his statement in December 2018 that the European Union is actually the Soviet Union. He regularly makes comparisons between the two. In that same month, he also said the European Union is like a gas chamber.
Jest jak komora gazowa.
Radio Maryja I w telewizji są również...
There is a hit show on both Radio Maryja and TV Zwarm called Unfinished Conversations. The guests on the show are openly anti-Semitic, homophobic, xenophobic.
Powinniśmy przeciwstawiać się promocji zboczeń, dewiacji i wynaturzeń.
I had a priest on the show recently. He said that Satan possesses homosexuals and fights against us, meaning that homosexuals are on Satan's side. If someone is on Satan's side, it's natural to ask, what is their right to live?
I ten rozkład rodzinie idzie, ta cała masoneria właśnie, Soros. To wszystko finansuje.
Father Rydzyk and the priests in his order do come across as having a disrespectful attitude when it comes to gay culture. But it's actually the listeners that are outraged. You get listeners calling in incensed by this so-called homo culture. And it's often the fathers that are then trying to tone down these statements.
Some of the output has sparked such controversy that journalist Martin Konczki has written a play about Radio Maryja and the potentially dangerous impact it could be having on some of the station's most avid listeners, as well as on Polish society and culture more generally. Its title, Wróg się rodzi, is a play on words of a traditional Polish Christmas carol. God is born has become enemy is born.
Radio Maryja's most important symbol for building an identity is searching for an enemy that can be blamed for all misfortune. Father Rydzyk is not just Radio Maryja's leader, he is the face of the operation. Today we might even describe him as a trademark. He has become so powerful that no one in the Roman Catholic Church can reprimand him. No one can say, hey, stop, this is not evangelism. He is too strong.
One of the elements the play touches on is this close relationship between pulpit, patriotism, power and politics. In the past, Poland's elders within the Catholic Church did express their discomfort with Rydzyk's involvement in politics, though it did little to stop him. And when the Conservative Law and Justice Party returned to power in 2015, a new honeymoon period began.
Without Father Rydzyk's participation in helping to build a unified, strong electorate, an electorate who thinks just like him, thanks to the ideology he pushes on the airwaves, the kind of endorsement the leader of the Law and Justice Party received would not have been possible.
Jesteśmy bliżej tych ludzi, nawet tych ugrupowań politycznych, które są bliżej nauki Kościoła. I to jest bardzo jasne.
In May 2018, Oko.press collected data on government spending, and it showed that since October 2015, Father Rydzyk's initiatives have received at least 80 million Polish zloty, $21 million, from various ministries and companies. It's a huge amount of money.
For his followers, this is money well spent. For his critics, Tadeusz Rydzyk is less priest, more businessman, profiting off his loyal audience and the politicians who crave his support. The very same politicians who go to great lengths to make life difficult for news outlets they don't like.
Niech będzie pochwalony Jezus Chrystus i Maryja zawsze dziewica.
The controversial king of the pulpit, proselytizing politics, not just prayer.